Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on tackling all the woke nonsense on a daily basis. Over the last couple of years, we've documented Joe Rogan's slow red pilling. We've seen his political development and political reawakening in real time, thanks to his near daily podcast. And one thing I've said many times in terms of most people's political development within the framework of leaving the left is that you start to see things, and when you see them, you can't unsee them, and it kind of spirals. Moving on from there, you just go on this endless, absolutely based journey as you seek the truth. And of course, on your way, you start to realize things, but probably more importantly, you start to see things the way they actually are. Joe Rogan has a massive revelation. Joe Rogan exposes the agenda. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so we're talking about illegal immigration. People question, well, what exactly is the incentive? Why would Democrats cause so much chaos, knowing in the short term it's causing them harm or causing their political image harm? Why would they commit to such a destructive strategy? What's in it for them? That's the question you probably ought to be asking. Well, the answer is very simple, and it seems that Joe Rogan has figured it all out.
When you watch those migrants jump those cops and beat their ass, and then they got out of jail with no bail right away.
That's trouble.
That is wild.
I know, but it depends what your algorithm is.
And they're Tupac in the camera.
yeah.
They Tupac the camera on the way out. Yeah.
I didn't see this.
Yes. Apparently those guys have fled.
And they got released or deported?
They got released.
Oh, they just back out. Dude.
Yeah, bro, they interviewed this one guy. I was watching this YouTube video, what's happening in these hotels. This one guy's been there for 7 months, and he said they give him a nice hotel. It's a nice room. He said it's real clean. They give him breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day, and he's an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
And then there's people that are poor. They're like, hey, what about my family? What about me? What about us Americans that live here, have always been here, born and raised here? And people just sneak in, and you're giving them all these things you won't give us. Why are you doing this? This is crazy. That's crazy.
Is it like a vote? Are they trying to get new voters or something?
I would imagine yes.
Yeah, but they're not going to be down with it. If you ever meet like a dude from Guatemala?
They're doing it right now in New York City. In New York City, they're allowing illegal immigrants to vote.
Yeah.
This is something they just... Is that true? Is that absolutely true? Let's make sure, because this is a big statement. But I'm pretty sure that was one of the things that they were trying to do. They were trying to make it so that these people could be documented. And this is what they keep saying. The way to deal with the undocumented people is find a pathway for them to be documented. Sure. That's how we've always done it. It's legal immigration. Now, you might think legal immigration is too restrictive. Okay. But you can't just let anybody in, because terrorists are a real thing. This is not like an imaginary, it's not like orcs. Like, we know terrorists are real. Yeah. And they already caught that one guy where they asked the guy, like, who are you? He goes, you will know soon enough. And then they find out, okay, this guy's on a terrorist watch list and made it into America.
What a dumbass.
Yay.
Yeah. They're not going to vote left, though. These people coming from, like, South America and stuff are going to, like,
a lot of them will,
issues.
because those are the people that got them in. Those are the people that are giving them money. Those are the people that are giving them free food, free place to sleep. Wouldn't you vote for those people? Especially all you want to do is get a job. And if you vote for these people, and these people are going to allow you to be documented, you're going to be able to get a job and then continue to get social assistance, which has been pretty remarkable. Yeah. You're getting money and food and a place to live.
Yeah, it's a big claim, but as they fact-check later, it's absolutely true. New York and California have either enacted laws or continue to attempt to enact laws to document illegal migrants, and the latest push to include illegal migrants in state elections. It's not fake news. Leftists will say, well, no, that's not actually happening. Just like they weren't teaching critical race theory in school, and those books that Republicans had issue with in public elementary schools, well, that wasn't happening either, even though it obviously was. This apparently isn't happening, but it is, and it has been happening for a very long time. Can illegal migrants get a driver's license in California? For example, undocumented California residents can now get a California driver's license because of AB 60, or the Safe and Responsible Drivers Act. This law was passed in 2013 to reduce traffic accidents. The licenses are also known as AB 60 licenses. Typical Democrat stupidity. You have illegal migrants driving and causing accidents, and the response, of course, isn't mass deportation. No, it's let's just legitimize the whole thing and give all illegal migrants access to a driver's license. No issues there. I'm sure those licenses aren't being used to cast votes in federal elections. No, of course not, never. It's all one big vote-grabbing racket That's the incentive. What incentive do Democrats have to continue perpetuating this border crisis nonsense, this open border fiasco? Well, very simply, they're importing voters. That's why they're constantly trying to sneak in amnesty for DACA recipients into so many bills that they attempt to pass. They're simply waiting for the day where they can just pass a piece of legislation which instantly overnight creates millions upon millions of new American citizens, all of which are loyal to the Democrat Party. People say, well, what makes you think that all the illegal migrants will be voting for Democrats? Many of them are devout Catholics. I mean, come on, don't treat me like I'm stupid, please. If you create an illegal immigration pipeline system where you allow people into the nation on a false claim of asylum, you then house these people, send their children to school, give them medical care, feed them for Pete's sakes, you provide them with literally everything, and then you bust your behind to grant mass amnesty to millions of legal migrants. You think that's not going to have an effect in terms of party loyalty? Long-term voter allegiance to the Democrat Party? Give me a break. This is a calculated Democrat play. Certainly what they're doing on the border is harming them in the short term, but the goal is to benefit big in the end. That's why they're okay with sleeper cell terrorists possibly making their way through the southern border. That's why they're okay with illegal migrants in New York assaulting police officers only to be released the next day as they flip double birds to the cameras recording them, sending a clear message to concerned American citizens. They're okay with all of it.
There was a 20% increase in officer injuries from 2021 to 2022, and data for the first 3 quarters of 2023 show it'll be a record-setting year. Paul Morrow, former NYPD inspector, says progressive DAs are not serious about punishing those who hurt officers.
They're operating in tremendously difficult situations. The police have been tasked with a mission for them to carry out within a system that is almost wholesale adversarial to their efforts. The DAs themselves who lead the offices are putting in measures that really hamper the efforts of the police department.
The absolute chaos currently going on in New York and other cities, they're okay with taxpayers funding $53 million in prepaid credit cards to be handed out to illegal migrants. They're okay with taking over entire hotels, community centers, schools, airports. They're okay with it. They're okay with the reduction in services as we saw in Denver for actual tax-paying citizens, because in the end, the goal is to expand Democrat power, and most importantly, I think from their view, to expand Democrat power indefinitely, to create an environment where their power is unquestioned, where their numbers are outmatched. Because of course, in the end, the true goal of the elitist left isn't to take care of the poor people. It's to grow government to the point where they become oligarchs, where they take full-on control of American society, but really it's bigger than that. The goal is to create a new global government. It's called globalism. And what better way to get there than by destroying the idea of American sovereignty? I'll finish the video here by simply saying, once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, friends, and I will see you on the next one.